Hello everybody. If you're watching this video, that means you've completed your introduction using the template that provided. So you should have completed this template, you've taken your research question, you've adapted it and turned it into a thesis statement, you've taken the prompts that were written here and where every single one of these yellow highlighted areas are, you've created a sentence based on the example paragraph. Now you essentially have created your introduction, which is in fact your first social media post. Keeping that in mind, you now are going to start working on this particular part of the task, which is labeled L5/10, making your post. So essentially what this is it's going to provide you with Instagram templates to create your social media campaign. Like it says, you are going to produce at least a maximum of 10 Instagram style posts on your Singapore Garden City development. In bold is what we're trying to do here. How can we communicate understanding of ecologically minded urban developments via social media? There's a template attached to this assignment that has 6 to 10 posts that can be used as templates. So let's look at part 1, the post itself. For each slide, you need to include the following in its post: a topic sentence, linking the inserted image. All right, this topic sentence should state which of the 4 natural spheres you are referring to. So every post needs to refer to biosphere or lithosphere or atmosphere or hydrosphere. You don't have to do them all for one post. Each post refers to one. You need to explain how your chosen development supports or contributes towards tropical rainforest habitats. 1 to 3 sentences. Your final 1 to 2 sentences should link to either Singapore's Garden City vision, and you can see attached down here is the Garden City vision, or how it rehabilitates tropical rainforests here in Singapore. Your post should be 50 to 120 words. All right, part 2 is your identity, and I'll get into that. I'm going to show you the template, so I'll talk about that, and an image, which I'll talk about that in a moment on the template. However, make sure you're using free to use and share images, or you're citing them correctly in your research table. And here is an example post about biosphere. So again, you can read that, use that example as a template or something that you can compare your own work to. And this little post is 79 words. So you can add more detail than this. If your post looks like this, all right, it's adequate, but remember, you can have a maximum of 120 words. So let's look at the Instagram template. Here we go. You have this template attached here, and your first slide are some instructions on how to work with the template. If you're familiar with Instagram, this might look familiar to you. You're going to put a profile picture in this little circle. So it says use the mask tool on the menu bar to make your image into a circle shape. So to do that, open up and import the image that you're looking for. Click on the crop tool, shapes, circle. Resize your image to be small enough to fit into the little circle profile pic. To add the main image, go to the image icon, upload from your computer, select the image that you want to use. Click the image and size it appropriately. First of all, double click the image to get the black crop tool, stretch it out to fit into the size of the Instagram post. Then you will then need to drag the photo itself over a bit, possibly to adjust it to its size, and there you go. Click on the text box and you can add some text in there. Don't forget to add in hashtags if you'd like. The final part is you want to go up and add in your screen name. So make sure you go up and click on the text box and add in a screen name that is appropriate for this project. And then you can see here, each one of these posts is designated for you. So this first one is your introduction. You'll add in those details that I just spoke about. You have one for biosphere, one for lithosphere, one for atmosphere, one for hydrosphere, and then there's a summary post as well. These are, of course, what you're required to do. You can do more if you'd like to. However, we do need to get these 6 posts done as a requirement for the assignment. Going back to the original post, I want to draw your attention here to the rubric. All right, so do open up the rubric and look at what you're being evaluated on. It's criteria C, communicating, criterion D, critical thinking. Okay, let's look at the 5-6 band, and it says most of the social media posts have a clear title, appropriate image, address a clear area of nurturing the biophysical environment as well as a target audience. Okay? At the 7-8 level, all the social media posts have clear title, appropriate image, address a clear area of nurturing the biophysical environment as well as target audience. So you should be aiming for these top 2 bands. Criterion D, critical thinking. All right, let's again look at the 5, 6, 7, 8 bands. 5, 6, there is usually evidence of summarizing research material to explain how development is nurturing nature and or could borrow innovations from other places to rehabilitate spaces. So this is, again, you're using your research from your research evidence table, and you're using to blend that in to show that you're supporting your argument for your social media campaign to promote your message. Criterion D, which is recognize different perspectives and explain their implications. The value of rehabilitating or sustaining features of the biophysical environment is mostly a message throughout the post. All right. And this one, the value of rehabilitating or sustaining features of the biophysical environment, is a consistent message throughout the post. All right. So you want to make sure that your audience is getting that message of sustaining features of the biophysical environment. In other words, you are sending a message that is, we need to preserve, conserve, and build up those biophysical areas that we are focusing on. So please compare your work to these criterion bands. This is how you ensure that you are fulfilling the requirements. Good luck, and I will be checking in as usual.